3 weeks since the last message. They still check the chat every hour. Green dot appears, chest tightens, then it vanishes. There's a hidden tax they keep paying to a ghosted relationship. Long after they're gone, why letting go feels scarier than holding on? And the mental shift that cancels the subscription. They don't even realize they're still paying. Checking their socials at 2 a.m. isn't casual, it's a payment. Every ping could be them. The phone becomes a wound they keep touching. They're not waiting for a message. They're waiting for proof the rejection wasn't real. They've Googled "do they miss you" at 3 a.m., and a quiet fear creeps in. 14 seconds of hesitation before deleting a draft they'll never send. They know the exact second their message was seen, and they've checked that profile 47 times this week. It's a subscription they forgot to cancel, and the monthly charge is their own peace. The other side of the bed is untouched for months, a quiet abandonment they refuse to disturb. The pain is familiar. That's why they keep paying. It's the only connection left. The subscription renews every single day. No messages from them, no signs, yet the payment goes through. Vacant, but still paid for. No logical person would do this, so why do they? It's not about them anymore. It's about the part of themselves they don't trust with the silence. That's the trap. He woke up and reached for the phone before his eyes focused. No notifications. The gesture cost 14 seconds. He'd done it 87 days straight, sometimes twice before breakfast. By noon, he'd replayed the last conversation 5 times, editing his words. He saw a meme they would have liked, tagged them in his mind. The tag bounced back, a silent rejection. The silence turned into hope at 3 p.m. He checked again. The hope cost more than the silence. He typed "hey," deleted, "hope you're well," deleted. 11 drafts in 2 weeks. The vulnerability made his fingers freeze. He'd become the one who waits. Friends knew. He'd laugh, but the joke cost him. He missed a job deadline because he was afraid to stop hoping. That was the moment. The overhead wasn't just time, it was self-worth. He'd started believing he wasn't worth a reply. He stood in front of the mirror, rehearsing a casual greeting for someone who'd never hear it. His eyes looked tired. 243 days of waiting. He almost called. He calculated, 4 minutes per check, 12 checks a day, 243 days. 440 minutes. Trust leaked out in those minutes. The exhaustion felt like fog. He'd stopped making plans. Waiting took over his calendar. He wasn't weak. He was terrified that stopping would make the love meaningless. He wasn't paying for hope. He was paying to stay connected to the pain. As long as it hurt, they were still there. And the scariest part wasn't the cost. It was what he was paying for, a thing so terrifying he'd rather stay bankrupt than name it. The grief was the only thing they had that still had their ex's name on it. Deleting the chat history would have felt like deleting the final evidence, so they never did. Instead, they kept scrolling back to the first good morning from 18 months ago, letting the ache feel like a phone call that almost went through. It was a threadbare connection, but a connection nonetheless. A predictable pain that came with an instruction manual. They knew the 3 a.m. wait, the Tuesday afternoon blue, the way a certain song in the grocery store could make the floor tilt. And that predictability was a kind of safety. The pain never asked them to change. Comfort in the ache, that was the bittersweet tax. They'd catch themselves saving voice notes, not to listen again, but just to see the waveform move. Proof of a pulse. A ghost with a heartbeat. They'd kept their old hoodie in the bottom drawer. Not to wear, just to know it still held the smell of a Sunday 2 years ago. That smell was the last form of love they could hold onto, a love that didn't ask anything back. The pain was the bridge, and crossing it meant admitting the water was too deep. So they paid, every night. But the question of what lay on the other side became unavoidable. The void. Silent, unfilled, but perhaps not empty. That confrontation was where the real debt lived, not in the pain, but in the fear of its absence. The pain had a schedule, 11 p.m., same as their old call time, it never missed a night. Sadness, longing, a replay of their last conversation looping. Predictable, almost safe in its familiarity. It hurt, but the hurt had a shape. A familiar weight he'd grown used to carrying. Then one night, he deleted the chat. 487 messages sent, 23 received, all gone. The silence triggered a fear deeper than any argument. A void. a blank space where their voice used to live. His hand shook. No memory to replay, no hope to check, just emptiness, felt like abandonment. He opened the app again, muscle memory. The chat was gone, the void stared back. He sat in the dark, waiting. The ache never arrived. The silence just stayed, unworthy of the quiet. The void didn't hurt, it waited. The memorial in his mind was empty. Empty like an open field, not a grave. Vulnerable and vast. Not loss, a return. All his energy came flooding back. He could almost trust it. And it terrified him. If the void was this open, the cage was one he'd built from instinct. Self-protection turned prison. He almost smiled. Then their song muffled through the wall. Distant, but it hooked him. His thumb unlocked the phone. Searching for a chat that didn't exist. Automatic. A wound he kept reopening, and he couldn't blame himself. The subscription hadn't been canceled. It hid. But there was a catch. That freedom isn't just sitting there waiting for you. An automatic process keeps you locked in the ache, and you've never even seen it. The debt collected before his eyes were open, same as every morning. Her laugh, 3 years old, flickered in the half-light. The kitchen dance song, the one they'd hummed together, started playing from the floor below. They saw a notification from a similar name, and their heart stuttered for a full second. That was the bill, a tiny reminder, so common it was invisible. They scrolled past their chat, paused on the last read receipt, and felt the familiar drop. The mind mistook the ache for love still burning, a sign the connection was real. But it was never love. It was a habit loop built before they ever met. It was never about them. It was about the hurt. The mind treated the ghost like a door left open, and every breeze became a knock, a default program installed in childhood, designed to hold on to whatever felt safe. The fear of the void taught it to renew anything that once filled the space, even a memory. So it mailed a reminder, a glimpse of their smile, a sting from their silence, and the brain paid in desperate hope. No one ever consented. It was a form of protection gone rogue. Keep the wound open so the person doesn't fully vanish. The mind wasn't weak. It was trying to stop the self from vanishing, protecting against an abandonment that already happened. But without a manual override, the payments restart. The next step is finding the switch. He saw a coffee shop in a film. Same one they used to go to Thursday mornings. The loop activated. 12 seconds later, his hand was already reaching for the phone, fingers twitching. He stopped it. Not a white-knuckle fight, just a pause that asked, "Is this payment necessary, or can you let it go?" He pulled his hand back, opened a notebook he'd ignored for months, the spine still stiff. He opened